Hey guys, it's Childish and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the update here that CompToUs recently dropped here 24 hours ago, which is, of course, the Monster Balance Patch or Pre-Balance Patch notice here. And of course, as you guys might have guessed, it's been 24 hours, so you guys already take a look at it. But I'm going to flip the script and do something a little bit different. I just want to share my brutally honest opinion because you guys know I've been kind of doing that a little bit more as of late. And I do think CompToUs dropped the ball. I do think some of these changes are absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, as you guys have seen in the past, they have made some adjustments before the actual thing came out here. So maybe we could put a little fire in CompToUs' bum and see if they can make some adjustments before we go through here. But anyways, guys, before we get into that, thank you guys so much for your support. I really do appreciate you guys clicking on this, despite the fact that you've seen every other YouTuber's opinion. If you guys want to see more content down the road, you all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video drop. I will say this, Ragdoll is really not in the mix when it comes to my lineup here, but I'll just say that, yes, Reflection probably saves on a lot of damage here, but I don't think... It's one of those things where this particular change, like, there's just only so much you can do before you make it, you know, not really useful, right? So, Reflection, I'm happy for the people that are getting smacked in the face when it comes to, like, you know, big aggressive comps like that. But, you know, the attack bar manipulation, which is, of course, the key component to Ragdoll here, that didn't change. So it is what it is. But, you know, whatever, man. A little reduction here. We're just going to go with the flow on that one. But the biggest change for me, without question, that I was really upset about was the Wind M Bison, okay, or Cigar, right? Literally the one unit that I've been wanting for a while. And we're not going to get into what happened in my last summoning session, but to put it bluntly, this unit is an absolute powerhouse. This unit reminds me of like old school Ganymede, right? It can strip, you know, reset, you know, reduce the attack bars and all. I mean, literally, it feels like a Ganymede, right? Feels like an old school Ganymede. You know, before I got just absolutely nerfed here. And, you know, I feel like even though there's just some units that have been really shining when it comes to the versatility, the things that it can do on one, I think this one here is just one of those that has just a little bit too much here. And going back into my messages, I was actually talking to Shizo a while back on this one. You know, he was predicting that this particular unit was outrageously strong and it should have gotten a nerf. And you know, one of the things that he mentioned to me in our chat here, in a private chat, he would have liked to see, you know, like no AoE provoke or like a single tap provoke or maybe the AoE provoke for no AoE pushback. There's a lot of ways they can go about this, and I do not think that adding an additional turn is going to change the outcome of the match. I really don't. I agree with him completely that, you know, the changes that he recommended needed to be done, and I think they dropped the ball. And I think there's still a little bit of work to be done that can be balanced on that particular one here. So next one up, going down the list, is going to be, where am I at here? I want to hit up this Fire Devil Maiden. Okay, Fire Devil Maiden. I know you guys like fire who, fire what. Okay, Fire Devil Maiden. I think it's skill 2 strip with some continuous damage, while the third skill also hits for continuous damage, multi hits, and then has added or has, I think it has absorption. I have to take a look because I just was in the game here. My thing got locked out. I'm gonna pull it up real quick because y'all can't, I can't recognize it. So skill 2 strip, multi hit strip, 50% chance with the attack speed decrease, which is good, right? And then the skill 3 is the one with the continuous damage. Three multi hits or 3 hits, continuous damage, and then decreases the attack bar with each hit. So basically an AoE attack bar reduction, not absorption, reduction. And then the second skill just to strip with the attack speed. So it's not a bad kit if you think about it. But when I think about you know, a fire-based unit that's looking to go AoE, because now remember the new thing is they're gonna grant silence for 1 turn. So when I think about when I take a look at the main skill, right? Skill 3, attack bar reduction with some harmful effects here. I don't think this one hit the ball. This one attack bar 20% with 60, you know, by 3 hits, you know, maxed out 60%, and it has that silence. You know, when I think about this one, I just think about this. This is like a worse version of Ren. Ren, of course, having the attack bar reduction by 50%, but it gets the absorption, which I think is better. And it has that silence already built in. So this one here now has, you know, again, multi-hits, continuous damage, silence, but I still don't think that is at a good place, because when I think about Ren and the base speed that it brings, it makes sense to bring somebody like that to interrupt their turn one, get that first turn with units that they don't normally rune up on will, and interrupt them and do a good job. This unit right here doesn't have that speed to contest, in my humble opinion, in comparison to somebody like Ren. And I think it's going to get left to the sidelines. It has a 101 base speed versus a unit like Ren that has 120 base speed can do a lot more. Sure, it doesn't have the additional continuous damage, whatever that it could bring, but it's going to have a whole lot more reliable attack bar. And it's just going to be, like I said, it's going to be a unit that you can contest a little bit more when it comes to speed. So I think this one dropped the ball a little bit. I don't think that's enough, but I get it that they leaned into this one, because like when it comes to overall usability, I don't see anybody using one, literally anybody in this, unless this is like a new siege unit or something like that people are using. I don't see anybody using this one, and it was one that they definitely did need to go ahead and play around with it. Next one up here is going to be the Water Beast Rider for me. Again, Water Beast Rider, everybody's familiar with it, right? Skill 2, defense break with a attack bar absorption depending on the amount of harmful effects you got. And then the skill 3, which I thought was a pretty, cool mechanic here. An ability that's going to strip and ignore defense. Oh, did I get that wrong? Yeah. Strip and ignore defense for each beneficial effect removed. And then, of course, it provides some attack bar absorption, to go ahead and increase the attack bar as well. But again, I find that, in a unit like, for people utilizing this for, raw damage and attack bar manipulation, outside of the heaviest of heaviest, turn 2 comps with tons of beneficial effects, generally speaking, they're not going to have any more than will in that turn once here. So the value of this one, in addition to the tankiness, the effective HP that units have, the value of that skill, the attack bar manipulation, is not going to be as much as we want. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't go out of my way to utilize it when it comes to messing around with turn 1 comps. And I honestly can't really figure out what they can truly do to get it done. Like I could, if they were to maybe change the percentage of the ignoring of the defense for each beneficial effect, maybe from, if not 25%, but 33% do it. I don't even know. There are those people out there that have the shield will comp, doesn't really matter, because the shield says it's going to get broken right when you do the damage here. Who knows? Either that, or the manipulation of the attack bar, the amount that you gain from the amount of HP loss, maybe they manipulate that to make it a little bit better. There's a couple of ways to go about it, but like I said, overall, the concept of Barbara, the things that she's like bringing, I think that it is nice, but I think the overall value, like I don't think reducing that skill is really going to change her. It's not really going to bring her in. Like, as I think it's still going to get left in the sidelines, and it's unfortunate, because I do like her. I think she's a phenomenal unit, but she just kind of get lost in the mix again. Similar to what we were talking about the previous unit and the base speeds and whatnot, I think there's a couple of water units out there that have better base speeds that we can utilize in situations to, get that first turn and do something when it comes to either control or, attack power manipulation, so on and so forth. There's a couple of other units out there that I think shine above Water Beast Rider, and so that's where I kind of feel like they dropped the ball on that one. Outside of that, those were the main, like, 3 ones without question. The majority of the rest of this, is buffs. They're adding. I will say this though, I was recently talking with another content creator by the name of Juno, my man. Giving me a little heads up here, and we both kind of agreed that when it comes to buffs versus nerfs, we're even though there's some units out there that are outrageously broken, they need to get adjusted. The goal at the end of the day is to try to balance everything. And I prefer, like Juno, I prefer to see a little bit more buffs than nerfs. Because when we come to this game and we got 1,000 units here, we have a lot of units sitting on the sidelines that just don't get a lot of love. And so they have the opportunity to make a couple adjustments and make these units shine. And I'm going to segue this into talking about the unit that probably got the biggest highlight of them all, the Win Gojo, right? Win Gojo, limitless skill, the first of many, hopefully, to get the AoE provoke for 3 turns if the defense is lower. Again, it's not guaranteed because, it is defense, maybe in the lower ranges of G1, G2 defenses, or maybe, C1 through C3, P1 range. Maybe you don't see the full answer because you got a lot of people focused on effective AP and making the units tanky, so on and so forth. But the chance of a unit like this being able to get the 3-turn provoke is absolutely disgusting. This is great for people out there that actually have really, really, really good runes, or they have a really, really good team that allows them to bring in a unit that provides that defense buff and really gives them a value. I was messing around with this one just earlier the other day here with the Fire Holly Berry, as she has her own damage reduction plus a defense buff. But yeah, I think a unit like that's going to be fun to play around with when it comes to control. It's amazing what you could do in 3 turns. Now, mind you, while it could sound strong on paper, I don't think it is, because there's still plenty of units out there that people are incorporating in their lineup that can cleanse or whatnot. There's a lot of units out there that have passives that just remove the harmful effects on the lowest HP. There's ways to get around it. Don't get me wrong. There's ways to get around it. So I think it's strong. I think it's a good buff in the right direction, and I don't think it's going to be overpowered, because there is it's a conditional effect. It's based on the defense, not it's not guaranteed, right? If you think about it, if it was guaranteed 3-turn provoke, yeah, that would be absolutely disgusting. That kind of reminds me of like the old school Hathor with the 2.75 turn control. Just absolutely absolutely crazy for the time that was in. But yeah, my top 3 units that they just really dropped the ball: Wind Bison, that skill 3 adjustment's just not good enough. Fire Devil Maiden, I don't think adding science is going to make this one contested versus better, faster, speed-based controllers. And then yeah, the water Beast Rider. I don't think just changing that adjustment on the skill 3 is going to make a big improvement. I think that they need to mess around with that skill 3 mechanic for us to get a little bit of value. And yeah, I think they can go that route. And like I said before, fam, lot of units out there that we can give a lot of love, but this is just my personal 3. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know which units you feel like they just did a phenomenal job, like the Win Gojo, but more importantly, the units that you feel like they dropped the ball. Because again, at the end of the day, it's us, the community, that's providing the feedback to kind of push the game forward, and they have shown in previous instances that they do listen. It might take them 17 years to do it, but they do listen. So maybe we can get your voice out there and let it be known, okay? That's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. Take care. God bless. We'll see you all in the next one. We're out.